went ham on Jack Perry with the knife edge chops. Let me tell you. Takashi defeats.
They tried to use a great wrestler in Shibata. If you guys haven't seen like Prime Shibata and New Japan Shibata, you guys don't know how good this man really is.
Yeah.
For him to essentially be fed to a Jack Perry that nobody in their right mind is convinced about, it one, it diminishes the TNT title in a big way.
Agreed.
It because if you were going to put Jack Perry over,
Hard to do.
and very hard to do. You think getting a victory over Shibata was gonna be, hey, you know what? We give him a win over Shibata, and people are gonna take him seriously. No, what people realized is that fuck, Jack Perry got carried by Shibata, and they still gave him the title. Like that's what I, at least from the highlights and everything that I was able to see from it, that's what I got from it.
No, you ain't lying.
Everybody's getting a reaction. Like, okay, I mean, sure, people can say, well, as long as he's getting a reaction, you know, that any reaction is a good reaction.
No,
Nah,
no,
there's
No,
there's
not
there's
this profession.
there's heat, and then there's X-Pac heat. Okay, there's different levels to the hatred. There's
Yes.
hating a character, and then there's hating the person. Jack Perry has crossed into people are hating the person because of not just what he's been doing on camera and in the ring, but that scuffle and kerfuffle with CM Punk backstage.
In London.
Fucking love that.
You think that won him any fans?
No.
Fuck no.
What he needs to learn is look at what Dominic Mysterio is doing. That's the feat that you need to get to where they hate him all in general.
Well, I mean, I think with Dominic, he's doing it the right way because his is the character heat.
Mm-hmm.
His is very much the character. I don't think his is like personal to the point like, oh, like people really legitimately hate Dominic Mysterio. I think people actually legitimately love Dominic Mysterio. I think they love his character from doing hard time to she lets me eat my chicken nuggets. She makes
he better not ever become a baby face. I love him as the heel that he is.
It's a good. I mean, if they do it right, they can maybe make him a decent, baby. But how they have him right now,
he's
just a character that people are just. Dude, what are you talking about? It's a comedy heel that's needed. First of all, like there's different types of heels that you need to have in order for a show to be exactly. He fits that because nobody takes him seriously. He talks like he's the hardest man. Again, I did hard time. You were in there for a cup of coffee, bro. You were just in there to take a picture and left. Like you, it's like it changes the man. That whole vignette that he had, after that, like prison changes the man, and then his entrance at WrestleMania and the cop cars and
the heat he gets when he's out there. When when the crowd is booing you every time you try to open your mouth to speak, have done. That's it.
That's called heat.
That's called
Mecca.
Heat. That's
called
heat. That's the Mecca.
Yeah.
He has reached the Mecca of his role. Bro, he picks up a mic. Boo.
You're job as a heel.
But it's not. But it's not like you guys have been watching this for as long as I have. You can tell just as much as I have. The boo between a fuck you and a boo that this is funny that we can't let you talk. The boos of we're just gonna keep fucking with you. Like that's what there's that difference and I think that's why he's such a because I've seen some people like I don't get why people like Dominic Mysterio. Well, you don't get it probably because you're new to professional wrestling.
100%.
If you don't understand what Dominic Mysterio is doing, you haven't been watching long enough to actually call yourself a legitimate pro wrestling fan. You are green, as they say.
He's in the Mecca. What you said. He is right now is what wrestlers up. I mean, of course, we know who his dad is, the legend. But for what he's doing now, oh my goodness, that's what a heel is supposed to get. He has reached that.
He took everything. He took everything that Ray could possibly teach him, as his dad, and he has soaked up like a sponge everything else from every. I mean, legitimately, he's been around this business since he was a kid.
Yep,
he was part of a fucking ladder match for his custody.
Yeah.
But
again, it's almost like you're seeing a glimpse of Eddie and Art Bar, Los Gringos Locos.
You stole my thunder because I was just gonna say is you see Eddie Guerrero a lot in what he's doing.
But not just Eddie, also Art Bar, his tag team partner in Los Gringos Locos in AAA Mexico. Which if you never saw Los Gringos Locos, it's one of the best tag teams you will ever want to see. Eddie and Art Bar. You want to talk about synergy and poetry of what they did in the ring. Now, if you thought the Young Bucks had it, the Hardy Boys had it, Hart Foundation, British Bulldogs, all of them, go look up some film on Los Gringos Locos, Art Bar, and Eddie Guerrero.
I miss Eddie Guerrero.
I'm telling you,
bros.
But you get back to Eddie. God. I mean,
man. Just imagine
I can only
doing right now.
Oh, he would be one of the best producers of the show.
Yes,
he would want the storylines and everything that he would be putting out there right now would be rivaling Paul Heyman. I guarantee it. I guarantee you that would happen. But going back to it's like when we're talking about heat and everything with Jack Perry, it's a complete fuck you. It's complete. We don't care about your character. We don't care about you. We don't care about anything that you have to say. Yeah, it's like what you have done has not been nearly impressive enough, and it's not convincing. Like these win, like when you're going up against big names like this, like Shibata, you're supposed to perform. You need to put on a show. There's no ifs, ands, maybe, we just had a bet. No. Where AEW is at right now, it is a fucking necessity. There is no, we can afford to miss. No, you cannot.
You know who Shibata reminds me of? And he is one of the Japanese goats. But Shibata really reminds me of Tenryu. He really does. He really does.
That's a good one.
See now, Dub, you really got somebody hitting this face right now.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you, fans. I'm gonna tell you like this.
Give him a history lesson on this guy real quick.
Even Tenryu,
the Encyclopedia Dub Alvarez.
Even Tenryu made Hulk Hogan look like a pro in the damn ring, and that is very hard to do. Like I said, there's USA Hogan. There's USA Hogan. There's Japanese Hogan.
What's funny is what's funny in the whole thing. Great. No. What's funny is about it. People think he was when it's in Japan. It's like no. You guys aren't seeing what's actually going on here. What he did in the WWE with the politicking, calling, and doing all that, he got that from Japan. He learned all that shit from them.
Oh yeah.
How to work the crowd, how to be able to get it. He got that from Japan. He didn't get that from. They were carrying his green big ass throughout the entire time.
Why do you think?
He just looked better? Yes.
Why
he looked shittier in WWE because he was the one who had to lead the match.
Why do you think?
So that's why you think when he got to WCW, and he was with the NWO, fruition.
Yeah. Yeah. But
fruition.
Heel NWO Hogan was the real Hogan.
Oh, agreed.
He's what babyface Hogan was behind the scenes.
Yeah. That he needed that. Because I believe
goddamn right Hulk Hogan.
Oh my goodness.
He needed the NWO more than the NWO needed him. That's
because Scott Hall and Kevin Nash did not need him. They were going to do what they were doing before Hogan joined. Was already setting up something that was going to be special.
But when Hogan joined, that was kind of the
it enhanced it. It was a big enhancement, and it really gave
that was huge for WCW.
And it gave Hall Nash on that credibility. It gave the NWO legit credibility with Hogan because of course, I know what the original plan was. It would not have worked if Sting was the third man. It just wouldn't have.
No.
It wouldn't
not
have.
To be called the Outsiders and everything, it wouldn't have worked.
For Sting,
it would have been a shock.
I do
but it wouldn't have been as
they
bad.
wrote that in with Sting though. They tried to recruit him and Sting was like, I love when Sting was silent. When he wasn't talking.
Crow Sting.
It's just the unfortunate thing was the build up. But of course, here comes Hogan. I gotta play my creative control. Don't want to put Sting over clean, and that whole thing was botched.
Don't feel like it's right, brother. Doesn't make any sense right now, brother.
Okay, then the whole
we gotta finish it with the leg drop and the 1, 2, 3, brother.
Did you just do that, Doug? We went there.
We went
went
there.
I missed
it. I don't like how they mistreated Sting with that whole thing. Right there. Sting, they could have rolled that a long way.
They could have, but again, when
they made him the Wolfpack Sting, I was like, "Yep, I lost interest." I'm like,
so here's because I mean we're going back and we're talking back and forth between how AEW is now compared to what WCW is back then. What is it
basically doing?
What is it about these companies, or at least the ones who try to compete with the WWE? Try is what I'm saying. Trying to compete with the WWE. You get a good run. You're beginning. You're hot. You're starting off great. But there is some point in time that it just all falls apart. Just the decisions that are being made, the hirings, creative, maybe some of the creative control in the contracts that you sign. Whether it's one thing or another, there's always something that puts these companies in a hole. And I'm trying to find what the common denominator is in all of it.
I just think their storylines does it.
Some of it,
it's got to be longevity, right?
Some of it, but some of it also is interesting because, for example, I miss the hell out of Kenny Omega, and Kenny Omega is dealing with a real life situation, and that has set back a lot of stuff for AEW because again,
good.
Kenny is good. Kenny is one of your pillars.
Good.
He's one of your pillars.
But here's the thing, though. He may not be in ring, but he's somebody you can fucking talk to. He's somebody who has creative ideas. Yes. He's somebody who Tony Khan should be
lean on,
literally in his back fucking pocket.
Well, JP, we already just sit here and said he has Tony Schiavone and JR, and he's not even using them. So what makes you think he's going to use Kenny Omega? Come on now.
He should, because he's an EVP along with Hangman, along with the Bucks.
He but he also let somebody go that was huge to this company.
No,
and you see,
he didn't leave him. Cody chose to leave. He chose
because he saw where the company was going. Let's be real. Well, it's almost like Pete Carroll. It's almost like Pete Carroll leaving USC. He saw all those sanctions coming.
I'm gonna. This is gonna sound maybe like a hot take to some people, because it kind of sounds like a hot take to me. But the more and more I think about it, I think it was all a ruse. Cody knew what the fuck he was doing. When Cody came with Cody went up and said, "Okay, I'm leaving the WWE, but I told them I'm going to make a fucking name for myself to make you basically regret letting me go and not, pushing me to where I could be." So what does he do? He goes to the indie scene and he immediately joins up with, at the time, the hottest group in all of pro wrestling, with the Bullet Club. And when he gets with the Bullet Club, he builds this relationship with the hottest indie stars on the planet. And they go and create
Finn Balor.
And they go and create an entire company. Yeah. Something to give wrestlers another outlet. Healthcare, all that other kind of stuff, But he did it with the mindset, and this is a very kind of heel mindset of thinking about it. He did it with the mindset of, I'm going to show WWE that not only am I a good wrestler, but I'm just as good a storyteller as my father was.
Ooh. I can tell stories, baby, like the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, live and in public, if you will, on the mothership on TBS.
When Cody was on the indie scene, the storylines he was putting out with the Bullet Club were incredible. And then when he came back to the WWE, a 2-3-year long-term storyline going through 2 WrestleManias, back-to-back main event.
Hard times.
And dealing with heavy hitters. Within the company.
You put hard times on Cody Rhodes, baby.
I don't think Cody did it for the boys. I think he did it for him.
Oh, well, come on.
Because as soon as he left, what happened?
He became a champion. He became
a champion, and AEW became shit.
Yep.
As soon as Cody left,
they became shit. You're right.
It was terrible. And then
because I stopped watching,
they tried to they tried to bring in Okada, which anybody who knows history, Okada versus Omega, is box office. That's going to be the rivalry that was supposed to put AEW over the top. Mm-hmm. The 3 5-star matches that they put up against each other in their trilogy in New Japan, fighting for the IWGP title, was
coup de grace.
The long-term storytelling in that. One the second one was a draw, a 60-minute time limit draw. They had a fucking Iron Man match war and nobody won.
You don't hear
and
that.
then to come back and to come back for the third one to tell Okada we got unfinished business after about almost 8 months to a year after that match took place. So you've got all this history, and I think AEW is not only being subpar in the ring, they're subpar behind the scenes. They're subpar with the medical staff. They're subpar with the trainers because way too many people are getting hurt. Kenny Omega didn't get hurt this fucking often in New Japan or All Japan because they have a medical staff that gives a fuck about their wrestling. Your medical staff is whoever they get out of their provider because of the health care that you give them. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, go see your doctor. What about the training staff? Hire your own. What? You're gonna tell me all of the biggest companies in the world, or at least two of the biggest companies in the world, New Japan and WWE, they have been successful for decades. Selling out arenas, selling out stadiums, and yes, New Japan selling out the Tokyo Dome at will. They could have every single show that they ever want at the Tokyo Dome, and it would be full
sell out
every goddamn
every night.
It could be a basic house show. It will be sold out. Everybody's there at the Tokyo Dome.
100%.
So New Japan has that ability. Matter of fact, before AEW came around, and I think New Japan is a big reason on why AEW came to be. Because all of the indie stars that came together to create AEW were all in New Japan.
And that
the Young Bucks,
too.
Kenny Omega, bits and pieces of Ring of Honor. They would make they got their start, broke the mold, and got everything through Ring of Honor.
New Japan.
And no, not New Japan. It was it's a Guerrilla Pro Wrestling Guerrilla out there in Rancho Cucamonga, out there in LA.
Oh, I didn't hear nothing about that one.
Yeah, okay, Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, PWG.
Where the Bucks got started?
Yeah. So the Bucks. So the Bucks. The Bucks, Omega, AJ Styles, they were all in New Japan before AEW happened. Mm-hmm. Cody then makes his way to New Japan, gets into New Japan, and now the wheels are turning. At that point in time, I thought New Japan, because they were making moves and they were having matches in the States. I went to the G1 Climax at the Cow Palace.
Oh shit!
When they came down here, when Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa turned on Kenny Omega at the end of the show, and everything. My wife and everything. My buddy Nick, who's shout out to Nick, he's got a wedding this coming Friday that we're going to. The day before, we got the family thing. So, we went and saw it. They were making all the moves to start doing more shows in the States. They created a United States Championship. And gave it to Kenny Omega because he's the guy everybody knows in the States. You give him the U.S. title, boom, there it goes. It's going to take off. So I thought New Japan was the one that was going to come in and be that real secondary promotion to WWE. And then they made AEW. And then as soon as they made the Bucks EVPs, as soon as they made Kenny Omega, and basically as soon as they made the Bullet Club and the Elite EVPs, I was like, they are almost verbatim what the NWO was. The Too Sweet, the Too everything else, the creative control behind the scenes. They are literally what the NWO was. And that's going to be the fucking downfall of that company. If it's proven wrong, cool. I've been proven wrong before. It won't be the first time. It definitely won't be the last time. But I definitely had it in my mind that when you give professional wrestlers creative control,
it sucks.
You have a fucking problem. It is going to be a problem every time because every single one of those people in the locker room, male or female, have some of the biggest fucking egos on this planet. You give them that type of power and control.
Well, I'll say this: active, because what Triple H is doing right now with the WWE is fantastic. It's the ones that have creative control when they're still wrestling that makes it a fucking problem.
Yeah,
because Triple H is doing.
If they're already done and retired and stuff, and then they come back and become like a producer or behind the scenes, or that's one thing entirely. That works. You can learn. They're becoming teachers and coaches and stuff at that point, which is fine. But when you're an active wrestler, like we saw it with Hogan, it's an ego trip thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's about me. It has nothing to.
That's not gonna work.
We've got a good story that we can tell here, but it doesn't make sense because I'm not retaining.
Exactly.
What do you mean? We can actually fucking hot potato this title throughout this goddamn rivalry if we do it correctly. That doesn't work for me. I think we're just going to have a squash match.
Here's the question. Would you like the title to just be on one person? Or would you kind of see it like maneuver? Like I get Reigns and stuff like that because Roman Reigns had his reign was spectacular.
The only way hot potatoing the title makes sense is if you have multiple people over
with good storylines. With good storylines to go with it.
They were able to kind of hot potato the WWE title when you had Kurt Angle, Triple H, The Rock, Stone Cold.
Superstars.
You had just superstars that were over and you couldn't deny them. When you have that type of situation where you've got 4 pillars or 5 guys, and women for that matter too. When you have that core group,
JP, good call.
Yeah, because I mean, the women's evolution that came with the 4 horsewomen.
That was, I love that.
Let's not be let's be real. They're not the first to ever do it. There have definitely been more that have done.
Mae Young.
I don't know. Moolah's got some problems in her own right.
But Wendy Richter, obviously Sherry, obviously Medusa.
They were all held back because the WWE had an idea of how women should wrestle. Yeah. And you even hear Trish Stratus and shit when talking about it. Like, we wanted to go out there and wrestle like that. They wouldn't let us do it. It's just now recently that they're allowing the women to really get into their creative bag and put on a performance.
I promise you this. I'm sorry, Dad. I want to just get this out. I promise you this. I've watched many PLEs, and I have texted my brother. The women is killing this whole pay-per-view.
Some of their matches have been better than the men's matches. They have
stole the show multiple times. Bianca Belair is a fucking star.
Yeah. The Bayley versus Sasha Banks match, NXT Brooklyn.
That story, but the story though, even though the wrestling was good, the story was very well
the
written.
Story that was being told in the ring, and then afterwards when they had the Iron Women match, and they both had their, and that's when basically Sasha Banks had her, her farewell before she went to the main roster.
Yeah.
But with Becky kind of coming into her own, turning in from a fucking stereotypical leprechaun to the Irish lash kicker,
the man. She's the man.
The man now, and without, and then Becky Lynch, was she with the almost her Stone Cold moment with the broken nose and all that wasn't scripted.
No, it was not.
It was a real punch.
She just decided the punch and everything in the blood, but her reaction to turn around and with the fans.
Performer, bro.
She decided to do that on her own.
Performer.
And it turned into something, the beautiful mistake. The beautiful, what do they call it?
The botch.
Not even a botch. It's God damn it. Why am I the improv, like a beautiful improv.
Yeah.
It's not scripted, but
they improvise.
Just improvising at the right moment, to be able to have the mindset to do it at the right moment.
But what they tell you
is key.
If you've listened to any wrestler that's been in the business for a while, they will tell you some of the best moments that they have was it wasn't supposed to be that way.
Right.
I think sometimes the crowd makes the moment too. But sometimes a mistake or something that wasn't written in the script becomes a beautiful moment.
Well, again, I mean, we can easily go back to WrestleMania 18, Hogan Rock. In a sense,
because The Rock was supposed to win. The Rock was supposed to win, but the crowd.
No, I mean, he still went over, but
yeah, that's right. The Rock still won. Yes, right. That's right.
But in a sense. It led to the double turn, which I mean happened down the road, but Hogan's getting over in.
The Rock won in 18?
He did, yes.
He did pin. He pinned
17 is when he lost to.
17 is when Austin regretted
and McMahon.
Yeah, Austin retained. Yeah,
it was the heel turn that Austin later said he regrets doing.
Yeah. Because he wasn't happy with that. He wasn't happy with that character.
Yeah, because he became more of a comedy heel.
Yeah. Exactly. He was corporate per se.
Yeah, he was. I mean, he had some funny moments.
Let's just be real. He wasn't Austin. Yeah, it was. He wasn't Austin. It wasn't the Austin that we liked.
Austin playing the cowardly heel did not go over.
No, that's when he was ready. That's when he became Hogan. This ain't working for me.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but I mean, when you having a program and Kurt Angle is making you fake cry, come on, man.
Is this when Kurt Angle had on the mini hat?
No.
I'm sorry. I would have real cried from the laughter for seeing that in person. They would have had to. They probably had to reshoot that. I don't know how many times, because that shit, seeing Kurt Angle with the little ass cowboy hat going, I feel like a real cowboy. That had me fucking dying at home. I can only imagine how many times they had to retake that shot.
But just having Austin say, "I'm a man's man. I do not deserve this." Like, no, that's not the Stone Cold character. It's not him hugging Vince. No.
Should have been stunner. That's what
all day. Middle fingers, beer drinking. That's the rattlesnake. I need the rattlesnake. I don't need corporate Stone Cold. I need the rattlesnake.
But there's always seems to be. I mean, obviously there's rises and falls of everything, but sometimes in perfect scenarios, you get rises and they either keep rising or they kind of they don't go lower. They kind of plateau. They'll go up a little bit more, then they'll plateau again, and they'll go up a little. That doesn't happen very often, and I try to figure out why because I feel success for people brings anxiety. It brings like, oh, I need to do more. I need to do this. Like they're overthinking themselves. This is hit gold. I need to hit gold again. And they end up getting in their own head, and then a decision gets made to where it just quickly derails things. Mm-hmm. Stone Cold was on fire. And then that one decision to turn heel at the wrong time and not even became heel wasn't even a really good one.
He was a tweener. I like the
you could have been Stone Cold. Like you could have been that same character as a heel. Going in just beating everybody's ass, not giving a shit, playing by your own rule. You can be a heel doing that role. You're just doing that to now the good guys. Yeah. You're just showing up and stunning The Rock. You're showing up and stunning Angle. You're showing up and stunning Rey Mysterio and everybody. Like, you're stunning all the people that everyone loves. You can do that. But to kind of go where they ended up going with it, it's like, instead of enjoying the ride while it's there, and understanding that this may be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity because this shit doesn't happen very often. It's usually the ones who go into it calm that have that longevity. The ones that have Chris Jericho for a long time, up until recently, to be completely honest, was very good and consistent being able to get his character over.
I like
you are definitely high.
Yeah, he's whoever is in the comments right now is high as fuck. And
that's fucking. I just realized you were talking about wrestling.
High too, but damn, that's real high.
I thought this was about psychology, and I was waiting for the psychology talk to start. Let's explore this.
Well, it is psychology. We're talking about psychology in the wrestling.
It is psychology. Yeah, ring psychology. That's why it's called.
Exactly.
We're talking about why things happen the way it does. Absolutely.
Love you.
Appreciate it. I appreciate it. I love it when the chat gets active and
right.
It's fun. It's fun.
All right. So here's the rest of the card that took place at the Tacoma Dome. We just talked about. I mentioned that Tashina beat Ospreay for the title. Hologram, as JP mentioned, beat Mortos in 2 Falls. Of course, Darby Allin beats Brody King. Young Bucks defeat Private Party. Yay. Why? I don't know. Mark Briscoe retains the Ring of Honor World Championship by beating Chris Jericho. And, of course, in the main event, Jon Moxley becomes 4-time AEW World Heavyweight Champion and thus ending the full-time career of Bryan Danielson. Bryan Danielson will now become a part-timer in professional wrestling, and that was the card.
So that it wasn't even a career match. It was you're going to be a part-timer now?
Yes.
What the fuck's the point? What was the point?
You see my headline. What are we doing here?
Straight up. You can say that.
There's no point to that. There's no point to bill it as a career match if it's not a career match.
Thank you.
He's coming back, just not at full-time status. Don't bill it as if I lose, my career is over. Your career as we know it is over. But not, you're done with all in-ring performance. Going on, Derek? What's up?
The boss.
Are you sure?
What's up, boss man?
Need to get you back on the Jopos with your underrated and overrated, by the way. We'll see you on Tuesday, sir. Be ready. But yeah, just I don't and then you have Moxley in the ring kind of getting emotional with it, as if like, it's you ain't going anywhere.
Night Owl ish.
He's still gonna be going. He's still gonna be at least a part timer. He's still, what is his title? What is the director of discipline or some shit like that? What is it?
Who's this?
Discipline exec. Bryan Danielson. He's the one who runs the people's like if any wrestler gets in trouble, he handles the fines and suspensions.
Oh, okay.
He's that guy.
Didn't know he was part of the committee.
So was that, who was that for the WWE? Was that was it at the time? Was it Laurinaitis at the time?
People power.
Yeah, he's gonna be saying a whole lot of people power in prison, that motherfucker. Can't wait for that shit to happen. He's gonna be yelling a whole lot of people power. That voice is about to get a little bit more raspier, you son of a bitch.
He might join Diddy.
Oh shit!
Not Mr.
Lube.
But yes, as I'm looking at this article, it says that
oil to run Pakistan.
It is always possible that the American Dragon wrestles more matches before he completely retires, but this was the end of his time as a full-time wrestler. This is likely the last time he will likely hold any championship or main event in a professional wrestling company. It is the end of an era for a talent that will soon not be replaced. Of course, this is coming from Bleacher Report, which also airs AEW pay-per-views. But here's the thing, though. They just signed a new deal with Turner, so we know they're going to be on Turner for a long time. And somewhere down the road, they will be soon announcing that you can also watch AEW pay-per-views on Max at a discount price, for whatever that means. So you will see Dynamite.
They go from $60 to $50.
So wait, here's a question I have for you. So is it almost like how we have Prime Video, but when they put a boxing pay-per-view per se on, we have to pay for it? Is that what they're doing with AEW and HBO Max?
Nothing. Well, no announcement has been officially made about Max. That's going to be sometime down the road, but which now you can watch. Well, I don't know the exact date. I know it's probably going to start somewhere in 2025, but you can watch Dynamite and all the shows on Max along with TNT and TBS, and eventually PLE/pay-per-views will eventually be on Max as well for AEW.
Yeah, they need to go that route, kind of what the WWE is doing, signing a deal with the streaming service to where you have your whole library and then you can have your pay-per-view or PLEs on it because they're not pay-per-views anymore. So
they didn't need to do the move that they did per se. I mean, I know it enhanced.
They need more money off
more. AEW needed HBO Max more than WWE needed Netflix.
No, I completely understand. But what I'm saying is the move to go to a streaming service, whether it was HBO or whether whoever it was, it's smart because you're gonna make more money off of it because they make money off the streams. How many people view it? How many people watch? For pay-per-view,
every streaming service.
People aren't gonna pay. People don't pay $50-$60 for pay-per-views anymore. That's what people do. I think boxing, everyone else, they need to make that move too, because everybody's illegally streaming everything now. All of your pay-per-view match, all of your boxing, your MMA, your AEW, anybody who's worth the shit that's having a big event on a pay-per-view, they're not making any money off it.
Subscriptions, folks. Subscriptions.
Boom. That's the play.
That's where it's at.
You have your live show, like your weekly show on a network.
Mm-hmm.
So where you can get your Nielsen ratings and all that other shit. Mm-hmm. But then your library and your PLEs are on that streaming service.
Oh yeah.
Peacock. It's gonna be Netflix now. If AEW is gonna go to HBO Max, if AEW is gonna go to HBO Max, there's no fucking reason why they need to be adding another price. Or not only are we subscribed to HBO Max, now we have to pay $40, $50 extra. to watch your matches that you haven't even built up at all?
Oh no!
Netflix is about to raise their prices here in a little bit because
they're already charging $22. Fuck.
Netflix already has the coming soon banner on Netflix talking about Monday Night Raw. It's already there on Netflix.
Netflix is about to be $30 to $40 a month.
Oh yeah.
After what's going to go on, because they're going to want to make their money for the PLEs, and you know what? And guess what? Guess what this person is going to do?
No, the PLEs are staying on Peacock.
Not
the PLEs are staying on Peacock.
You didn't.
So they're running Raw on Netflix.
Wait. Let me finish, AP, because I would just. Peacock has it for the rest of this year. Once the year is over, it can move to Netflix if it wants to.
Oh, okay.
Peacock does not have WWE rights for that long.
Wow.
So with them now going to Netflix, that whole library can now go to Netflix, all one entity.
Pretty soon SmackDown and NXT are going to join it too.
Well, right now NXT just signed a deal with CW, so that's going to be there for a while. I don't know what's going to happen since SmackDown went to USA, but that can be canceled at any moment because Raw's leaving USA. So,
okay, hold on. So, PLEs are currently available on Peacock, but could move to Netflix when Peacock's contract ends in early 2026.
Okay, so I was a year off, but it's going to end.
Yes.
Yeah, they'll make the full-time move after
the only reason why I really got Peacock in the beginning because it was cheaper to watch the PLEs. But then Peacock got bigger because they got now shows that I watch also besides WWE on Peacock. But now, if the new Bel Air series and
what the WWE is doing, being on they're essentially at this point going to be on multiple streaming services.
Now get this, folks.
I don't think first of all, Netflix, fuck y'all for upping your prices. Second of all, the amount of money that give me the balloons for it. The amount of money that they are making off views alone.
Straight up.
There's no fucking need for them to up the price.
Do you know how much they pay to get Monday Night Raw?
Billions.
More than I could probably think of.
Billions.
It is exclusive rights for Monday Night Raw on Netflix for the next 10 years when it starts on January the 6th, 2025. 10 years. It was a $5 billion deal.
Billions. Netflix.
And we got people who are homeless out there.
Netflix was not fucking around. They saw where wrestling was going, and they were like, we need our hands in this. We're going to get it, and we're going to win. And matter of fact, they now have live comedy. Mike Tyson and Paul is about to fight live. So now they have boxing.
that's on free Netflix. You don't have to pay extra to get it.
Exactly.
So if you're already a subscriber, you can watch that as it happens.
Netflix is trying to shut shit down. I mean, the only thing that Netflix ain't probably gonna have a competition with is Disney.
You got fucking starving people in the world, and $5 billion just to be put on a streaming service. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Because guess what? There's more people in this world that will sign up for Netflix. And I'm not trying to be a cruel person. That will feed people.
That's just reality.
That's where I'm just being.
Like $5 billion for 10. Okay, that's in total, right?
Yeah.
That ain't. It's not no $5 bill per year shit.
No, that's $5 bill.
So
10 years.
So if you don't live in the United States,
which we did.
Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and the PLEs moved to Netflix in January. So if you are overseas, across the pond,
told you,
all of your stuff World Wrestling Entertainment wise will be on Netflix.
So that means
outside the United States of
they're
America.
discontinuing USA. They're discontinuing CW.
Regular television might be dead.
It's been dead.
No, but like officially, we can take it out back in Old Yeller. That motherfucker. Like we can really officially say
who are we Old Yellering?
TV. Like regular cable programming.
Cable TV programming. Yeah, it's going to be all Wi-Fi. Basically,
everything's on stream.
Exactly. I cut my cable
on Hulu, on Prime, on Tubi, on Peacock. I got all. The only reason why I'm naming them off is because I'm fucking looking at them right now.
That's what I'm saying. Look, the Netflix, Disney, Hulu. Well, Hulu comes with Disney because it's the package. That's ESPN.
Yep. ESPN Plus,
Disney. Yeah. So I got Prime. I got HBO Max. I definitely got Netflix.
Yep.
Crunchyroll because I'm a 12-year-old with a license that still likes to watch anime.
Paramount Plus, Apple
Paramount
TV.
Plus, yes, Apple TV. That comes because I'm an Apple user, so I get that. I got Stars because I like Stars because I watch 50 Cent stuff.
This is a big.
So there at this point, there's.
I don't watch.
Yeah, there's really no point in cable TV anymore.
Guess how I get my basic cable TV? Through my streaming service. I don't have an Xfinity or AT&T to give me that. Nope.
They will never get my business again. Those motherfuckers.
And it's cheaper.
AT&T.
Much cheaper. But I mean, it's just that amount of money. That's just insane. Something that AEW. And then you got Tony Khan coming out saying 2025, big year for AEW. We're gonna make big time profits. We're gonna make all this money. We're gonna do all these things, and we're gonna be better than what WWE is putting out. All while his eyes are wide open, never blinked once, and cocaine looking ass eyes. That Florida living is nuts for you, sir. And I have never seen somebody drink a fucking water bottle so weird in my entire life. What are you doing? You do not need to shove half of the water bottle down your goddamn throat
esophagus
in order to receive water. I know that's nitpicking at shit, but it's just weird. I don't understand it.
And nobody will ever understand it. That's
JP, maybe it's not meant for you to understand because I mean, you know,
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Certain things, huh?
I don't know.
Certain things in life are just not meant to be understood.
I really don't know.
Some things in life we just don't need to fucking witness people doing. And somebody shoving half a water bottle in his mouth to drink water is now one.
Definitely.
It's just wild. But I don't know. The way I look at AEW right now, it's like you said. It's like, what are we doing? What's the plan? Like, you need to have a long-term plan if you're gonna hope to be successful. You can't be going to arenas and nobody shows up. You have to basically black out all of the seats. You've got this big production. You have huge stage set, the ring. You've got all of this stuff to perform for a high school gym. For a high school gym. Maybe even half a high school gym. The amount of people that are being reported of actually showing up to these events. And it's not like these are house shows. We're talking about on TV.
On Turner.
On Dynamite, on Rampage, on Collision. Like, nobody's showing up to these events. Jeez. They show up to your pay-per-views, but they don't show up to your live shows. because they know they're not getting anything that you can, like, if you're going to go to a pay-per-view and you're going to ask somebody, hey, what's the storyline? Like, what's the build? Nobody knows.
It changes by the week, buddy.
Yeah. So we don't know what
you can literally say that.
Tony Khan said he doesn't even know what the fuck's going on. It's just going to happen. It's a weekly basis type shit.
He'll just be like, oh, that sounds good. We'll go with that.
Yeah, just show up to the pay-per-views. You're not going to miss much. Trust me. There's not the vignette is only like maybe 10 seconds long. Like, you don't need to. It's just what covered what happened last week. Don't worry about it. We're good. You can literally YouTube all of the highlights right now while we're waiting in line to get into the arena. Oh, how many people do you think are going to show up? This is it. Maybe I shouldn't have come. Yeah, you probably shouldn't have wasted your money. Because at this point, when you have no plan, you're is anybody else noticing that Ricochet just got the yips all of a sudden?
The yips?
Just
do explain.
Please do explain. In the sense of he almost forgot how to be Ricochet.
Oh, wow. Wow.
He came to AEW. He's botching more than he ever has. His promo work is shit. What the fuck happened to Ricochet? What is it that when people come over to AEW, the skill level just diminishes in half?
I don't know.
Is it because of the amount of, the trainers and the amount of people that are around for like WWE and bigger, like there's actual people to keep you on your toes. There's people that actually hold you accountable, to whereas AEW, it's just Tony Khan kissing your ass. There's nobody telling you what to do. There's nobody. Yeah, there's like, you see what I mean? He was just in this triple threat match with Will Ospreay. Wow, for but nobody remembers. Because like I said, his promo work, everything that's happened since he's gotten to AEW, they might as well have changed his name, because it's not Ricochet. That's a completely different human being than what we're used to seeing.
Yep. The
high flying, good, at least, at worst, decent promo work.
Samantha, come save him.
No, she needs to stay in WWE.
No,
she's smart.
No. Save him as in bring him back.
Oh, okay.
If he keeps this up, they're not going to bring him back. Mm-hmm. If he keeps on this path, I can definitely see the WWE going, hey, good riddance. You see who we got now? You see who we're bringing in? Oh, yeah, you forgot we're bringing in the Lucha Brothers now? You forgot we're bringing in the Motor City Machine Guns now?
Ray Phoenix got some. Tony Khan did something with Ray Phoenix that's going to keep him in AEW.
That's okay. He's inevitable going to WWE.
Yeah, that's going to happen.
Yeah. Whether he's got some more time in AEW to fill or whatever.
He's coming to the WWF.
Penta's going to be like, they've got more than enough superstars on the roster to be able to replace Ricochet. Trust.
Yeah.
It is not good. They are not going to miss a fucking step to where it looks like Ricochet lost a lot. I don't know what happens to wrestlers when they go to AEW. But whatever is going on in that front office, holy fuck. They need to bring in somebody to slap Tony. They need to slap the cocaine out of his nose.
Wow.
Sit him down and say, look, slow the fuck down. You are basically burning money. I mean, because you can, and daddy's got it, but you're basically burning money and you're ruining talent. you're ruining careers. Like people don't get that. This is ruining careers, and they're getting TV time, but all this TV time is showing how shit everything is.
She don't lie. She don't lie. She don't lie. Cocaine.
Get him out. We're done with it. Like this shit is it really needs, or Tony Khan really needs a slap in the face. He really needs somebody to just, and it can't be the active EVPs. It can't be them. Yeah. It has to be somebody who's not active, knows what the fuck they're talking about, and knows how to basically right the ship. They have people to do it. They've brought plenty of people who have worked with WWE to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned, the names and stuff. Tony Schiavone, Jim Ross. They got Mark Henry over there. They got, all these other.
He's gone.
Oh, he left already? Oh, good. He done
his son just signed a deal with WWE.
His contract.
Oh, he's going back.
He's already back. I know he.
And I'm behind on that, but shit. Is Mr. Paul White still there?
He is, unfortunately. He's still under contract, yes.
Jesus Christ. The Big Show is not even the Big Show anymore.
The Big Slow.
Might as well be his name. Might as well be his name. Right now, that might as well be his name. The Giant Paul White. They're all shells of themselves. Is it because they know that regardless of what they say, what ideas they're going to put out, they're going to get shot down by the actives?
That very well could be.
It's career killer shit. Because the big time is not going to want you on this pace. There's only maybe one, maybe two people that the WWE would more than willingly, with open arms, take right now. And that would be MJF, Kenny Omega.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else outside of those two? Anybody else outside of those two? Doesn't matter. Don't care.
Oh my god! I can just see it right now. I can see a Kenny Omega Seth Rollins story right now.
Or can you see MJF? Can you see MJF and Seth Rollins on the mic together?
MJF, Roman Reigns, MJF, Seth Rollins, MJF, anybody you fucking put in front of him. Kenny Omega, the best bout machine. Oh my god!
Winning.
And the stories that you can even incorporate, like with Cody, because of the history.
Yep.
No, I mean, but I mean, just picture this: if Kenny did come, and then you retell the story with the WWF twist with Tangaloa and Kenny Omega.
And we go Bullet Club, bring Bullet Club in
and you go Bullet Club, and you go Bullet Club reincarnated. Or heck, you can have the two Canadians go at it. You can give me a Kevin Owens and a Kenny Omega story.
Bullet Club versus Bloodline.
Oh baby. Oh. Don't tease me. Don't. Oh, could you imagine that in the War Games?
Right.
But not just that. War Games with blading, since they allow blading back in WWE. Because I'm sorry.
So wait, if they were bleeding before, that was all natural? It's pretty fucked.
Well, they said CM Punk cut himself. Drew McIntyre was natural.
Drew McIntyre got a fucking toolbox smashed over his goddamn head.
Yeah. I saw the staples. I'm like, oh, that's deep. That was a deep gash.
Yeah.
Drew McIntyre, he had a real not gimmick toolbox smashed at the top of his fucking head. And he immediately started pouring. You can tell what's a blade job and what's not a blade job.
Oh, 100%.
That definitely was not a fucking blade job. That was let's do it the hard way.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised they even did that because they barely even, allowed chair shots to the fucking head. You put a non-gimmick toolbox with tools in them?
That's some New Jack type stuff.
You could have killed the man.
That's some New Jack stuff. I expect that from New Jack.
Like, so that's and if I'm not mistaken, the producer of the match, or of that match in particular, the CM Punk Drew McIntyre match, was wrestler formerly known as Abyss.
Yes.
Yeah.
From TNA.
Yes.
Yeah, he is.
He has been an incredible fucking producer for the WWE. You know why? You know why? Because he was producing TNA when they were at the fucking top. Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, Christopher Daniels, the Main Event Mafia. Like Motor City Machine Guns, the Bucks when they were there before they became the Bucks.
Beer Money Incorporated. Sorry, for your damn luck.
Just good stuff.
Let me some James Storm. So you mean So you mean to tell me that Abyss was behind the scene for the greatest non-WWF promo of all time? And Mizzle, you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the impromptu, no script woo-off between Jay Lethal and Ric Flair. Abyss had a hand in that.
Oh, he did.
Wow.
He may look like a big dumb brute with a mask on, but that's a very fucking intelligent human being right there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean,
he knows how to get a crowd into it.
It's the same thing with Kane. Glenn Jacobs is a very smart individual.
Yes, he is.
Big as shit, but yeah, it's smart.
Hence he in politics right now.
Oh yeah, he's big.
Okay, so he's not completely smart, but I mean he's there. He's intelligent, but there's a curve to it.
Well, as there is with everything. But thank you guys for hanging out with us on this late night.
Talk about bad
Hell yeah.
No, I'm just reminding the folks that we appreciate them watching us, but we can talk about what happened to Bad Blood with the final boss making his return in Atlanta, and basically about to say that the Bloodline Civil War has really come into full blown, as now we are prepping for War Games Survivor Series in
What does
November.
This mean? What does this mean?
That means the three that are in the ring, you're next.
It could be a triple threat for WrestleMania.
Well, there's been reports.
He counted 1, 2, 3 and said dead.
Well, there's been some reports that perhaps Dwayne might not be at WrestleMania 41 due to scheduling conflicts.
That's all part of. That's all. They say
that's part of it.
Remember
that conversation?
That's bullshit.
Remember that conversation that we had, to where they're trying to bring back kayfabe in a more reality social media.
Yeah.
That's what's happening. That's exactly what's happening.
They just gave you that right there. Yeah. Because then why would you bring him out on Bad Blood if he was? So yeah, that's.
You're just gonna promote. You're just gonna promote The Rock for Survivor Series, and that's it.
Yeah. No.
No.
We've been watching this for too long to understand a real story and a non-story. That's a non-storyline.
In addition to the final boss returning at Bad Blood, folks, also Jimmy No Yeet returns to once again reunite the original Tribal Chief. So now, as it stands right now, it is 4-on-2 with the new bloodline against the OG bloodline. So now, as we're now about to tell this story leading up to War Games at Survivor Series, who will be a part of the OG bloodline to capitalize with the new bloodline, and when will The Rock associate himself with Solo and the new bloodline? That remains to be seen.
So are you saying that's what's going to happen? Or are you just speculating?
I'm speculating. Because why would you? Because why would you do this and not associate yourself with Solo and the new bloodline?
I don't think he's going to associate himself with Solo, though.
I think he's the leader.
I think he's going to be his own thing. He might bring in two more family members from the outside.
That would be perfect too.
Or
Jacob Fatu can turn on Solo.
True.
And go with The Rock. They're planting those seeds already.
Or do we get Cody versus Dwayne at Survivor Series for the title? Or do we save that for Royal Rumble?
Yeah, that's got to be closer to Mania.
Yeah, it has to be the New Year. If The Rock fights Cody, it has to be the New Year, closer to Mania. I agree with you.
Yeah, the Rumble. If it's not WrestleMania, then yeah, the Rumble is where.
Which means Roman Reigns is going to win the Royal Rumble.
Interesting.
That actually makes sense.
He's going to win the Royal Rumble.
So then we're going to have a potential triple threat.
Yeah, exactly.
At WrestleMania.
Exactly.
The Rock, Cody, and Roman.
Roman Reigns.
But does Cody?
But here's where I
draw the line.
Run into a little, not so much to draw a line, but run into a bit of a problem. You technically now have two baby faces and one heel. Roman's a babyface now.
The Rock's the heel. Yeah.
Cody's a babyface.
Mm-hmm.
The Rock is the only heel, and even then, with the fan love that he gets, at worst he's a tweener.
Yes.
So, how does this make sense when right now there's a bloodline civil war? How do you incorporate Cody Rhodes into that final bit of the story, making it a triple threat to where there's got to be one extra heel? There's got to be one more heel. Part of me, and this is where I think things are gonna think things are gonna get shaken up a little bit. We're gonna see Cody Rhodes turn heel very soon, actually. Very soon.
Is it time for that?
But then why would you turn KO heel and have KO attack Cody? If that's happening.
Well, I'm not saying that, that they're not going to carry out their little rivalry and fight before that happens. But going into WrestleMania, some point during the rest of this year, and getting to Mania, or even during the match at Mania, Cody's going to turn heel. And I only say that because since Cody got the title, people have been
not happy,
kind of iffy about it. People are saying that he was more entertaining when he was chasing the title than he is having the title. And we just talked about it. People forget when Cody Rhodes was in the indie scene, he was a damn good heel. He was a damn good heel.
He was.
So I can definitely see Cody taking that negativity from the outside and using that to fill the heel character, throwing it back at the crowd and all that other kind of stuff. Because it makes no sense for them to make Roman they just made Roman a babyface. Yeah. They're not going to turn him heel again in 4 or 5 months. They're not going to do that.
We'll follow that.
And even then, they're probably not going to do that. Even then, they still might keep him a babyface for a little bit to see how far they can ride. Because everybody at this point is acknowledging Roman Reigns. Yeah. So everybody is putting the "we want Roman" chance. So they're going to ride that out. And it doesn't make sense, to me at least, for Roman and Cody to be baby faces, essentially taking on Roman's family member.
Yeah.
As a heel.
Yeah.
It just doesn't. There's something about that just doesn't make sense. If it's going to be a triple threat, fine, let it be a triple threat. But there's going to be 2 heels in this triple threat.
Yeah.
There's going to be 2 heels and a babyface. And one of those babyface and the babyface is Roman. So who else do you have? So I would not be shocked at all. I would actually be more shocked if it didn't happen.
Yeah.
That Cody doesn't turn heel by the end of Mania.
Okay.
That's interesting.
Maybe even at the end of Mania, little handshake or whatever. Cody either retains or little handshake turns into a low blow, punch, slap in the face, whatever it may be. Or turning on him during the match, or some sort of gesture to the crowd that'll indicate something. But you'll know it's going to happen by the end of Mania, before the show is done, before night 2 is over. Cody Rhodes will be a heel.
Okay.
That's my prediction for going into and at the end of Mania. Early ass prediction, but that's my prediction.
I like it.
Very, very interesting. Yeah. So we covered Wrestle Dream for AEW, talking about a little bit of the Bloodline, and of course talking about the Raw going to Netflix in 2026. Again, we appreciate you guys hanging out with us. 2025. Thank you. The library might come in 20, but thank you to Stone Cold Missile. Thank you to the Bad Guy. And yes, please do get down with RPP. We will promise to be more current. I know it's been a while since you've seen us talk about the psychology that is professional wrestling, but we appreciate you guys for hanging out with us around this early morning.
It's called life.
And adulting. But for the Bad Guy JP, for Stone Cold Missile, I'm Double A. Thank you for watching the Ring Psychology Podcast, and as always, we'll see you in the ring.